Hey guys, my name's Kathleen Dunbar. I'm a registered dental hygienist with Eastport Healthcare in Eastport, Maine, and I've been a hygienist for 8 years. I went to Dalhousie University, School of Dental Hygiene, and I am making an educational video today about flossing because I'm quarantined inside, social distancing. And as it turns out, I actually love my job, and I was thinking about this yesterday. Uh, Most of what I do is hands-on, so I can't really work remotely from home, but I can still offer oral hygiene instruction, patient education. You guys would be my patients in this scenario. That's something I can still do, and it's something I'm passionate about, and so it's just something I want to do, and to kind of lighten the mood, I'll try to make it not too serious. I would call this probably like an adult version. Um, that's not that's not to say it's like X-rated. It's just I'll be talking at an adult level. If you want me to make oral hygiene instruction videos for kids, depending on how long this social distancing thing goes on, I might be willing to do that, or on different topics. Right now, everything's up in the air, as you guys know. There's so much uncertainty about everything, so who knows? This may be just the beginning of a whole thing. So, yeah, I thought I'd start with like what I'm so excited about, which is flossing, and it sounds like a silly thing to be excited about, but it's such a small tiny little thing you can do every day that makes such a huge impact on your life. I mean, it might take 30 seconds, and there's some studies that say that it might add like 7 years to your life. So now you guys are like, whoa, what is she talking about? She's crazy. I'm not. I want to give you the background of why flossing is important so that it makes sense to you. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, if you don't know why you're doing it, then you're probably not going to do it if you don't already. So it's really two big things. The number one thing is that it is a really easy way to prevent gum disease, which is the number one cause of tooth loss. And I could go on and on about gum disease, what we call periodontal disease. That would be a whole other video. That's very multifactorial. But what it comes down to is there's bacteria between your teeth that form plaque between your teeth. And then the plaque will irritate the gums and cause gingival inflammation, your gum inflammation. They might start bleeding. And over time, if that doesn't resolve, the inflammation will actually destroy the bone around the teeth. So a perfectly good tooth could fall right out of your head. Think of it like a house. You could put $1,000,000 into the roof of your house, but if the foundation is shot, it doesn't matter, right? Like we know that. So you got to have a good foundation. You got to have good gums and bone. And really, the simplest way to prevent gum disease is flossing or doing something to clean between your teeth. And also, way beyond teeth, guys, is the link between gum disease and systemic issues, other health issues. We know it contributes to heart disease. We know it contributes to preterm low birth weight babies. If you're a young woman of childbearing age, that would be relevant to you. They're starting to find a link with Alzheimer's, certain autoimmune issues. The biggest link, the absolute biggest link, is with diabetes, and we know that. And that's a two-way street. If you have gum disease, you're more likely, or it's harder to control, typically harder to control your blood sugar levels. And if your blood sugar is out of whack, your gum disease is probably going to get worse. And that's why at Eastport Healthcare we work closely with Deb Pottle's diabetes program to co-manage patients. And that's a really great kind of groundbreaking program that we're doing at the health center, and we're all really proud of that. Well, yeah, without getting way off topic, it affects your overall health in so many ways. So even if you're like, teeth, whatever, hopefully you care about everything else in your overall health. I'm just gonna be real with you guys all the time, right? Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. But no pun intended, sugarcoat. I'm just gonna be real about everything. The other thing about flossing, so that's the biggest thing, especially in my mind. The other thing, though, is what you guys probably think a lot about is like getting out food and things between your teeth and preventing cavities from forming between your teeth, which is really important. And what you guys should know is, and they're probably not, your hygienist may not tell you this really, but cavities between your teeth are really bad because in order to reach them, in order to fill them, a dentist has to drill through the top of the tooth. So instead of just having a one surface filling, like on the top of the tooth, at the side of the tooth, they're drilling two surfaces of your tooth. So it's going to cost you more money and you're going to be losing more tooth structure. And if you're young or whatever, over time you're probably going to have that filling replaced, and every time they replace it, they drill more tooth away. So if you're 10 years old and you have a filling between your teeth, you know, by the time you're middle-aged or a little older, you might be talking about having a crown, which is, $1,000 a pop, or whatever. Maybe you're losing your tooth. I mean, we don't want that, guys. Just floss your teeth, right? Just floss. It's so important and such an easy thing to do. It's not, we say only floss the ones you want to keep. That's not just because hygienists find that humorous. It's true. So, let's go over technique. That's what you guys are probably here for, most of all. So we recommend what we call C-shape flossing, which is literally making a C shape and hugging the tooth and going up and down each side of the tooth. It makes me think of, okay, off-topic story. When I was in dental hygiene school, every year there was a benefit for a different charity called For the Health of It, and all the health professions, dental, medical, pharmacy, nursing, etc., would do a show with 2 dance numbers, and it was supposed to talk about the health profession, and it was like a contest. And so my first year, we did a show called Alice in Dental Land, and I was a sugar bug, so I guess I was a bad guy, but I didn't have any lines. I just danced. I remember Rihanna's Disturbia was one of the songs, and we had to do like this Michael Jackson Thriller thing. There's a reason I'm a dental hygienist and not, on Broadway, obviously. I don't remember what the other song was, though. But anyway, I'm way off topic. There were dancing teeth, and one of them, I just remember them being really gleeful and saying, "Make a C shape and hug us with your floss." I don't remember even who was playing that part, but that's what I think of all the time now. I can't stress it enough. Make a C shape and hug us with your floss. Incidentally, the second year we did a tooth story, and I played the head of the Slinky dog from a Toy Story, and Vanessa Romaine was the tail end of the Slinky dog. A shout out to Vanessa if you're watching. I think I had to jump on her shoulders and do like a cowgirl thing. It was Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, that song. Anyway, way off topic. So, you want to take a long piece of floss, wrap them around your middle fingers. I'm not flipping you off. This is what you're supposed to do. You would typically probably start in the back, but you can't really see on the video, so I'm going to start in the front. Which reminds me, don't forget to floss the back of your back teeth. Guys, that area needs love too, and you probably have a really hard time brushing back there, if at all. So remember the back of your back teeth. People forget that area all the time. So you want to just make a C shape and go up and down each side of the floss, and then just move along to a cleaner part of the string. And just be really gentle, and just go right along. It's really that easy, okay? And a lot of people floss wrong. They do this back and forth motion. Don't do that. 2 reasons that's bad. One is you're sawing your gums. We don't want to saw our gums. And 2, you're not removing the plaque that's stuck to the side of the teeth. You need to go up and down the tooth for that. That's the whole point of the flossing, right? Back to preventing gum disease and all the really, really nasty bacteria that live between your teeth and stick to the sides of the teeth that cause gum disease. And again, that's a whole other video, but you want to get rid of that stuff every day if you can. So you just keep going along, do. A question you might have is, when is the best time to floss? Well, that would be a great question. And the answer is when you remember. It's what works for you. The important thing is that you create a habit that creates a routine, or a routine that creates a habit, I guess. Because if you do it the same time every day for a certain amount of days, eventually it's going to become second nature. And if you can't remember in the beginning, set a timer on your phone, write something on a sticky note, just put the floss by your toothbrush, or whatever. Do whatever you can to remember in the beginning, and eventually it'll just be part of life. We recommend usually flossing once a day. If you're more of a night person, floss at night. If you're more of a morning person, floss in the morning. If you're one of those people that falls asleep in front of the TV, maybe doesn't even brush before bed all the time, it's probably not the best time to floss for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, floss when you can floss. Some of my patients have told me they floss in the shower. Some floss when they're driving. That scares me a little. I'm not endorsing that. Please, at least keep one hand on the wheel all the time. I'm hoping they use the plackers with the handles, but regardless, floss when it works best for you. I like to floss before bed at night because then I'm not going to bed with all those crap between my teeth. I would feel gross if I didn't floss before bed, but that's just me. Like I said, it's what works best for you. Another question might be, should you floss before or after you brush your teeth? I think a general consensus in the dental community is before is better, because then you're dislodging all that junk between your teeth and then you're brushing it away. And it also creates space for the toothpaste to get between your teeth. Again, I would feel gross if I brushed my teeth and then flossed and all this stuff was coming out. I would want to brush my teeth again. So I'm a fan of before. If you're a fan of after, fine. The important thing is you're doing it. Types of floss. That would be a great question if you were wondering about types of floss, because it's super confusing and there's so many. This is hard to answer on a video because it's a case-by-case mouth-by-mouth basis, obviously. Everybody's different, and the answer is going to be different for every single one of you. So I just can give some general information. I like to use a waxed floss. I am currently using a $1 floss I get at the IGA. It's waxed. It works just as good as more expensive floss. It works great for me. I have normal, what we call contacts, which is the area where the teeth come together. I had braces, so they're pretty normal, pretty straight. If you have really big gaps between your teeth, you might want to use a thicker floss or even an interproximal brush, which I will demonstrate in a minute. If you have really tight contacts, Glide, Oral-B Glide is a good option. It's very, very smooth. You won't have any trouble getting between your teeth. I don't recommend Glide if you have normal contacts because I think it's so smooth sometimes it slides over the plaque, but if that's all you can use that. If you have a bridge, Super Floss is a cool way to get under your bridge. So there's just lots of options. My absolute favorite floss in the whole world is called Cocoa Floss. It's like this designer specialty floss. You can't really get it around here because it's in boutiques or something, like designer boutiques, or I don't even know what that is. I live in Washington County, but if you live in one of these places with these specialty boutique things, look for Cocoa Floss. It's a little more expensive than normal floss, but your teeth and gums will feel like they just went to the spa. It's textured. It's got some I think there's coconut oil in it, and they have these great flavors, coconut and strawberry and stuff. I know I sound like a crazy person, but it's really awesome. If you buy it, you don't like it, you can send it to me. I'll take your Cocoa Floss. So yeah, and then there's alternatives to flossing too. Guys, flossing is not the end-all and be-all of cleaning between your teeth. Usually we say brush and floss, but what we really, really mean is brush and clean between your teeth. The string doesn't always reach everywhere. It's not always the best option for everybody. I have this basket of oral hygiene stuff. Every dental hygienist has this, I guarantee it. It's free samples. I was just looking actually for, oh no, something's leaking. That's not good. What the heck is that? Well, anyway, where'd they go? Oh yeah. So my favorite are these Tepe brushes. It's a Swedish company. I think you have to order them online. I've had these since hygiene school. I've had these for 9 years. But I'm going to open them for the first time for you guys to demonstrate. Because what I like about the Tepe ones, you could get them locally, but different brands. But what I like about these ones are there's so many different sizes. You can get the perfect ones that fit between your teeth. So just to demonstrate, I'll take this one. So it's like a little bristly brush. You can bend it, and then this won't work because my teeth are too tight together for this one. But you know, if you've got big spaces between your teeth, or even if you're missing a tooth, these brushes are awesome. What else was I going to say? Oh, water picks. A water pick is like a high-powered squirt gun that you just kind of flush everything out between your teeth. There's lots of studies to show that it's more effective in many cases than string floss. It's actually a water floss, or water pick is the brand name. Sort of like calling a Xerox machine or calling all photocopiers a Xerox machine. It's like that same thing. All water picks are water flossers, but not all water flossers are water picks. But anyway, I've seen such huge improvements with patients who use water picks, who either weren't flossing correctly before, or weren't flossing at all before, whatever. The water pick is great if you have braces. It's a must, an absolute must if you have braces. Bridges, if you have trouble flossing around bridges, it's great. If you have advanced gum disease and you have pockets around your teeth, it can flush out areas. It will reach areas you cannot reach with string floss. Or if you have arthritis and have trouble manipulating string floss, a water pick is great. There's all kinds of studies to show how awesome it is in reducing gum disease and that kind of a thing. So that's an option too. You can use that in addition to string floss, or in some cases instead of string floss. But like I said, the important thing is you're doing something to clean between your teeth. Like I said, I'll be real with you. I think cleaning between your teeth is even more important than brushing them. Because the really, really bad bacteria lives between your teeth, and it's an area it's not going to get really cleansed or cleaned otherwise. Like, you know, if you get something stuck to your teeth, you can kind of do that, you know, but you can't get between your teeth. Everything just sits there and festers between your teeth. So, guys, this is really important. It's something I'm really passionate about, and oh my gosh, it's a 17-minute video on flossing. That's scary. If you've stuck with me, thank you. That's sweet. Maybe I'll try to make shorter ones in the future if you want a video at all. It's not necessary, but if you have any questions, put them in the comments on my Facebook page. I think I'm just going to share this. It's going to be private. It won't be searchable on YouTube. It's just going to be for my Facebook friends. So if you have any comments, questions, or comments, just comment on my Facebook page. If you do want more videos about a different topic, let me know. Something for kids, or soda would be a good one. That's something else I'm pretty excited about, passionate about. This may be my only video. We'll see how it goes. Guys, stay safe for this whole crazy corona thing, and try not to go out too much. And if you do, wash your hands, and don't forget to floss once a day. Peace.